Hello everybody, it's Proftrof and we're back again with a new video. Did people used to look older? Let's see, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes, because I know some people that
Hey,
are 30 and they
Vsauce,
look
Michael
45,
here.
50.
At the age of 18, Carl Sagan looked like a teenager.
Okay,
But it doesn't take long in an old high school yearbook to find teenagers who look surprisingly old.
Oh god,
These
damn, was that his dad?
people are all in their 20s.
Okay, listen, that dude does not look, that guy looks like he wants to be in his 20s, okay?
But so are these people.
Oh god.
This is Elizabeth Taylor.
God damn, Elizabeth Taylor got it going on.
Just 17.
Oh, fuck,
and here are some
I like to apologize. I've made some mistake, YouTube. I didn't mean it like that, okay? It was just a harmless comment.
high school students from the 70s.
Mean?
Did people used
That's
to look
illegal.
older? Brandon McCarthy asked on Twitter, and evidence poured in.
Listen, if you're from Eastern Europe and you've seen your dad or your grandparents, you know that the answer to this is yes. They were fine until they were 25. They looked like superstars. And then they got kids when they were like 22, 21, 23. The first couple of years were fine. And then they just got like, fuck this shit old. And they look old as hell now.
People shared photos of their parents in their early 20s.
I don't know how it was in the West, but...
Their dad at 21.
Bro, that's not your dad at 21.
Their mom at 18 or 19.
I mean, she looks good.
Their dad at 45.
Damn.
One user shared their
That cannot be your dad at 45. 45 times 2 maybe?
husband at 27 and what his father looked like at 23.
Okay. That dude's an alcoholic.
And there's pretty much an entire subculture around how old footballers looked decades ago. 24, 31, 33.
Okay, well, the main thing about... Bruh, what? That guy is not 33. First off, it's... I think it's diet, and second off, steroids back in the day. Not good.
29,
now better.
27. It's
Jesus.
not uncommon to think that there's something more
These guys do not look
grown-up
35.
about the
What do you
way
mean?
people
Okay,
used
that
to
guy.
be,
Yeah,
to
okay.
look back and think that people seemed older
Alright.
at a younger age
is the
than they
hair.
do now. Let's call it
Here's the hair.
retrospective aging.
Retrospective
It doesn't happen to
aging.
everyone. People do not and never have aged similarly. And there's even the opposite observation that kids these days grow up too fast. But it's a popular...
Bro, I was weightlifting like a couple of days ago at like a bar, you know, outside bars. There was this dude. We were talking, and I thought he was older than me because he was balding. I'm 27, right? And this dude, I'm like, hey, yo, how old are you? He's 23. He's balding. Bro, I thought he was 35 minimum
memes.
with like 4 kids.
So,
it was wild.
is it
I was
real?
like, God damn, I feel good about myself.
Is it an illusion fueled by
know?
cherry-picked
Like, geez.
examples that feeds rosy nostalgia for a time when
might be
people
that.
were tough and didn't have it as easy as you kids have it now? Well, as it turns out, both. Humans today really are aging more slowly than their historic counterparts.
Well, how much historic
Changes
are we
in
going?
lifestyle, nutrition, smoking habits, healthcare, early life conditions, and skincare, particularly the use of sunscreen, are a huge part of it.
True.
By
Sun is
comparing
damaging skin.
measures of metabolic,
Absolutely.
cardiovascular,
That's why you never leave your
inflammatory,
home.
kidney, liver, and lung function across time, researchers at Yale and USC have found that we are in fact staying younger for longer than we used to.
Go.
So does that mean that 60 is the new 50?
Is it?
Almost. Their results suggest that between the early 90s and the late 2000s, 60 became the new 56.
Ah, that's pretty good. 4
became
years.
the new 37 and a half, and 20 became the new 19.
Okay, if it became the new 17, people need to... A lot of YouTubers would be out of the jail, okay? That's all I'm saying.
During the last century, dentistry and orthodontics have played a huge cosmetic role in the kinds of faces we see in parts of the world.
Damn,
But
how did that happen?
interestingly, when faces in magazines are measured from the 1930s to today, the only significant change has been that across all ethnicities, the media is now exposing us to larger lips.
Huh?
Also, retroactive aging can occur over short time
fuck?
spans. When I was a freshman, the seniors in my high school seemed
that him?
so old to me. But by the time I was a senior myself, I
Damn.
looked in the mirror and at my peers and I was like, we're them now, but we don't seem as old as they did.
Yeah.
What's going on isn't just about bodies. First of all,
But
the seniors I
mindset?
looked at when I was a freshman truly were older than me at that time. They graduated and went away, and later, when I was a senior, I saw myself as I was. But in my mind's eye, I saw the earlier seniors as they appeared to me when I was younger. Retrospective
Oh yeah, that
aging
is true.
seems to
We do look at a lot of things like that. We look at them by when we were then, not when we are now. It's kind of weird.
also
But
be
it
about
makes sense. I was thinking
perspective.
about it in the shower once.
Let's go back
like
to this
a
tweet.
week ago.
This is George Wendt playing Norm on the TV show Cheers. Now, when Cheers premiered,
Cheers.
Wendt was indeed 34, but I looked it up, and this image is actually from episode 24 of season 5.
So he
when
wasn't
Wendt was
34.
38. So
Holy
we're not
shit.
comparing apples to apples here. However, this is an image of George Wendt at 34, and Ashley Fairbanks made some alterations and a good point. However, here's the rub. These alterations don't make Wendt look
I have like 4
more
friends
like a
married to this
30.
guy.
They
What's that
make
supposed
him
to
look
mean?
more like
Hey, what's wrong with the dude?
a 34-year-old today. Similarly, giving the
I
Golden
don't get
Girls
it.
modern
I'll
day
be honest with you. I saw those 3 pictures and I did not get any difference in age from those.
hairstyles and makeup drops their apparent age a lot.
Ugh.
Superficial styles and
Made it
mannerisms can often
creepier
make
somehow,
not just
I don't know
a
why.
big difference,
The hell?
but all the difference, which supports the hypothesis that retrospective aging is often an illusion. Modes of self-expression are always changing. Clothing,
Why was she wearing an XXL jacket?
hairstyles, accessories,
Oh.
makeup, mannerisms, language, body language. Now, modes can come back, but never exactly. The context is always a little bit different.
Sure.
And from what's
I guess.
available or acceptable at any one time, we each draw ways of appearing or being in the world. And even if you don't care about how you look or think about how you act, what options you even have are dictated by what's currently popular
He said
or
dick.
normal or being pushed on people like you. Few of
Hey,
us stay at the
what the fuck you mean people like me, huh? What do you mean?
stream,
God damn it.
drawing what's new all our lives. For various reasons, we often wander away with our catch. Perhaps it's because we settle into an identity we're comfortable with, or fear the taboo of not dressing our age, or simply run out
What is dressing your age?
of time to care.
Yes.
when we're gone,
I
The
agree with
stream
that.
keeps changing. And we get older and continue to use the mannerisms and styles we grabbed a while back.
Maybe we evolve.
Eventually, to
We
whatever
learn to
those
adapt.
styles initially evoke,
I don't know.
a new connotation is added. Old person.
Oh, damn.
Not because the look or behavior
Damn.
is intrinsically for the elderly, but because those who use it, us,
Are old.
became old ourselves. If you want to look older, what do? Well, you can dress the way older people dress. And the thing is, that's often how they used to dress too. We think people looked older in the past because
Because
they
of how they
looked the
dressed.
way old people do
I mean,
today.
that sort of makes sense. Like a lot of that picture they showed earlier in the high school, the dress and the hairstyle did a lot, I think.
Dale
We
Irby,
perceived
a
old.
gym teacher at Prestonwood
Irby.
Elementary School in Dallas, Texas, posed for his first yearbook photo in 1973.
Okay.
The following
Looking
year,
slick.
he accidentally wore the same outfit again. He
the
says he was
glasses and
embarrassed
the-
at first, but his wife Kathy
What's
challenged him to
embarrassed?
do it again. So he did. And he never stopped. What he gave us is a great, exaggerated example of how what once connoted youth comes to be associated with old age. The people we keep seeing a style on get older and older themselves
Huh.
until we think of the style itself as being for
Old.
old people. Retrospective aging, then, is double-pronged, both real and illusory. People in the past really did age faster than us because of differences in nutrition and lifestyle and medicine.
And was something I think he's forgetting, which is extremely important, stress. People used to have babies real early here in Bulgaria and a lot in Eastern Europe, I think. I don't know in the West how it is, but people used to have babies when they were like 19, 20, 21, and that shit's that. Oh, okay, I should probably stop Discord.
If not most, can be chalked up to the fact that we think people like this are dressed like old people.
Okay,
but that's
give me a second. Jesus, sorry about that.
Anachronism. They're dressed like old people from the future, the old people they would become.
What?
Has anyone ever dressed like a young person from the future?
Probably.
Well, it happened in 1941 at the reopening of the South Fork Bridge in Canada.
41?
A crowd came out to celebrate and photos were taken. In 2010, the photos were digitized and placed on.
Okay, this from the video. What the hell is on the background?
That's when this guy was noticed.
Oh,
a time traveler hipster. Why a time traveler wouldn't bother to blend in, and why
he's not an
all of history to visit he chose the reopening of a bridge in the 40s?
Listen, if you are a time traveler and you decide to travel to World War II, you're a moron, straight up. I mean, I wouldn't want to be there. Nobody wants to be there.
The photo was confirmed to be undoctored, and researchers put forward the idea that this man was not, in fact, a time traveler. That his shirt wasn't an ironic screen print, but simply bore the logo of the Montreal Maroons, a nearby hockey team at the time. They said his sunglasses and knit sweater were not unusual for the 40s, nor was his portable camera. The only thing that was unusual about him was how casual his attire was.
Compared to everybody else.
And they're probably right. But this all raises the exciting possibility that someone out there right now, possibly even you, is unknowingly dressed like people in the future will. And your appearance in photos...
I mean, considering how different attire is from person to person nowadays, I'm not surprised.
...will someday freak them out.
Back in the day, people used to wear
it might be fun
same
to start
shit.
dressing even more casually or in some other odd way on the off chance that you happen to nail it and years from now you are worshipped as a time traveler.
As a time traveler.
Oh, that reminds me of today's sponsor.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Michael Stevens. Would you like to look like open arms? And wow. Whoa.
Oh.
Who's that guy? Does he look like
big ass bottom lip though?
A Mark, a Justin, or a Josh?
Mark. That's a Mark. That's a Mark 100%.
Pause right now if you'd like to think about it.
It's a Mark. What do y'all think? Okay. Pause. What do y'all think? Y'all better not cheat it. Don't cheat. Put what you think. Is it a Bill, Mark, Justin, and Josh in the comments, okay?
Research from Millsaps College and Miami University. This is Mark. Or at least this is what we think people named Mark look like.
Absolutely.
By asking people to make and rate digitally created faces, researchers were able to put together prototypical faces for a number of different names. This is apparently what we think a Josh looks like. A Bill, a Justin, a Dan, a Brian, a Tom, an Andy.
Oh shit,
the idea that names might conjure certain face shapes in our minds isn't that strange.
Yeah, but
For example, there's Wolfgang Kohler's famous finding that when asked which of these shapes is named Booba and which is named Kiki,
Booba?
People of all different ages and cultures and languages overwhelmingly assign Kiki to the spiky one and Booba to the blobby one. And sure enough, it certainly seems to work with names too. Which one of these men is Tim and which is Bob?
Okay, we pause again. Which one? Don't cheat, okay? That's Bob and that's Tim.
Well, almost unanimously, people feel like this is Tim and this is Bob. But are these men actually named
Probably
Tim
not.
and Bob?
What do you mean?
Well, there's the rub. Just because we associate certain names, certain sounds, with certain shapes doesn't mean we're right.
True.
There's no such thing as a biological name. If a person still goes by the same name they were given as a baby, long before anyone knew what they would look like as an adult, well, surely there won't be a connection. But as it turns out,
there is?
There is.
What?
Believe it or not, in a multiple choice setting, people can guess a stranger's name just by looking at their face.
No way.
More often than we would expect from luck alone. It's called the face name matching effect.
Okay, so
Here's
if you want your kid to look a certain way, you need to give them a certain name, I guess.
the stimulus from
That's
Swebner's
weird.
research.
Why would you?
Do you think this man is
Oh
named
god, we're doing this
Jacob,
again.
Dan, Joseph, or Nathaniel?
He's a Nathaniel. Come on. I think he's a Nathaniel. Chat, what y'all think? Oh my god, called you chat. I apologize.
By
Didn't coach
just
her.
randomly picking a name,
Bro, he's
people
not
should get
Nathaniel,
this
is he?
right 25% of the time.
25.
But Zwebner found that people picked the correct answer, Dan,
Dan?
nearly
I mean, I fucked up. I thought it was a Nathaniel.
40%
I wonder why.
of the time.
40%.
What's going on? Can names actually cause us to grow to look a certain way?
Okay, so I imagine is that if you get called a certain, that you look like a certain type of person, subconsciously you might want to look like that or not, and you kind of get to that point. I don't know how would that work, but
Apparently
it's
they
face
can.
shape. That's
It has
weird.
been called a Dorian Gray effect.
Dorian Gray.
In Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray, a portrait of the protagonist ages and grotesquely reflects his evil deeds while
Oh,
he
shit.
himself remains young and pure looking. In a similar way, it seems that in some cases, our own appearance can come to reflect the name we were given. But I kind of think it's really more of a reverse Dorian Gray effect. I mean,
Which
in the
is?
book, Dorian's reality affects the appearance of his portrait, but the
Uh-huh.
face name matching effect goes the other way. A inanimate sign, a name, influences our actual physical appearance. Well, anyway,
Why?
it's not news that a person's name can lead others to have certain expectations of them
True.
and treat them accordingly.
Which is very stupid.
It's been found,
Let's
for
be
example,
honest, it's
that
absolutely moronic that just because you have a certain name, people expect certain things from you. It's so dumb.
multiracial faces given European
Multiracial
names are
faces.
rated as looking more European than the same faces are when presented with non-European
That's
names.
so stupid.
The expectations
Bro,
a
stop
name
going out
carries
from
with
below,
it may
bro.
create a self-fulfilling prophecy, whereby as a person grows up, they're motivated to fulfill those expectations.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as
carry
well.
themselves in ways people think
These things
someone
are way
with their
better than
name
me, though.
should, and even like, dislike, accentuate, hide, use, and avoid different parts of their face and body depending on whether or not those parts match their name. It's been found that faces and names that match are emotionally liked more than faces and names that don't.
Emotionally liked?
Analysis of voting data has shown that senatorial candidates earn 10% more votes when their names fit their faces very well
As I said, moronic.
than when they fit very poorly. Now, with that in mind, part of the effect could literally come from the fact that although parents don't know what their kid will look like as an adult,
I think we have technology now that can kind of, well, not predict exactly what you would look like, but kind of give like an idea, right?
the parents do know what they look like.
Plus, yeah, you
and
can just look
without
at that.
knowing it, tend to prefer names that
And
match
grandparents are reported
their
as well.
faces, which are likely to resemble their child's face as well.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. From what I know a decent amount of parents at this point in my life. None of them do that shit. They're like, this name's kind of cool. Wife says this name kind of cool, and they usually go with the wife because they don't want to be evicted and shit.
But not always.
And they want a happy life.
If the dissonance is too
Happy wife,
great,
happy
a
life.
person can always change their name, either completely or by simply choosing a nickname. If I had been just a little bit different, Michael, could have always gone by Mike. The fact
True.
that people can adjust their names to fit them, of course, merely strengthens the face name matching effect. By studying whether the correct name could be guessed when different parts of a face were occluded, researchers were able to develop heat maps showing which parts of the face different names are most characteristically associated with. Apparently,
Okay.
looking like an Anne is all
Anne.
about the tip of the nose. It's the bridge of the nose for Arthur's
Arthur.
and the philtrum or snot
Benjamin.
trough for Benjamin's. Aurélies are recognized by
What the hell is an...
their
Oh,
face
really?
spiders. Let's go back to old people.
Never heard that name
How
before.
old is an old person? 73.7.
Damn.
That's according
God
to
damn,
results
that's a
published in the
quarter.
Journal of American Geriatrics
Don't say that.
last
That's
year.
mean.
It's the average
That's
age
mean.
people gave when asked, when does old age begin? People
73.
under 65 on average said 71. And people over 65
I'm gonna be honest with you, I agree. If I was 77 years old, old people, 100, 100, under that you're young.
on average said 77.
Oh my god.
Women said old age began 3 years later than men did. White people said it began 8 years
White
later
people?
than non-whites did.
Huh.
And people who
wonder about
felt
that.
healthy placed old age later in life than those who felt
That makes sense. From what I've heard a lot about from like people 40, 50, 60, one thing they always regret is physical health. Because a lot of people in Bulgaria are very healthy physically till they're like 25, 26, 28, and then they just fucking leave that shit. And just, fuck it. They never exercise for the rest of the time.
less
And they
healthy.
regret that shit immensely. So if
But
you're in that
how
age group,
old
exercise.
do people
It's gonna improve
want
your
to
life a
be?
lot.
Well, that depends on how old they already are. In America, the only people who are the age they would like to be are 21-year-olds.
Really?
People younger than 21
Bro, who the fuck wants to be 21? 25, 20. I feel pretty good.
wish they
27.
were older, and people
I wanna
older
be
than
21.
21 wish
Hell
they
no.
were younger. People who are 40 wish they were 30. People who are 60 wish they were 40. And people who are 90 wish they were 60.
That's kind of weird. Why don't they wish they were? If you are 90, wouldn't you want to wish to be like 25, 30? Because you have way more time. Why 60?
People are asked if they
You're
could
still
be
old
one age
dish at
forever.
60.
The average American picks 36.
36.
Which is actually how old I am right now, funny enough.
Oh, shit.
Here's something else that's funny.
I'll be honest, I thought he was 40 something. I think it's the beard and balding head.
Old people are more likely to think they dream in black and white. Not because it's part of the aging process, but because they are veterans of the great black and white dream epidemic of the 20th
Great
century.
black and white dream
Prior to the
epidemic.
1900s, Aristotle, Descartes, Freud, everyone who wrote about the topic reported that dreams contained color. But as humanity moved into the 20th century, the number of people reporting color in their dreams dropped.
Because
just as
of
quickly
TV?
as the popularity of new
Movies?
black and white movies and TV rose. By the 60s, as color TV and movies became more and more common, reports of colored dreams started going back up. And today, people who grew up with black and white TV continue to report more black and white dreams than those who didn't.
Never thought
And
about
later studies
dreams in
across
color.
China found the same thing.
We dream
The
in color.
frequency of black and white dreaming correlated strongly with how common black and white TV was in a person's area. So,
Alright.
did black and white movies and TV literally change our dreams? Well, first of all, it's not clear whether dreams themselves actually changed or if people just started
perception of
thinking
them.
differently about their dreams.
Well,
We're trying.
okay, so back to shower thought. From what I've noticed about myself is that usually when I think about something back that I did in the past, like way back when I was 15, 12, 13, some shit like that, I usually think about it from the mentality I had then, which is really weird. So I guess, I don't know. Maybe if this is the same, you dream it.
Trying, but we
This is
still haven't
weird.
found a way to get direct
weird.
access to dream
I don't know.
content. Eric Switchable has pointed out that as far as we know, dreams may not be in color or black and white, or sepia or anything. They may be primarily indeterminate in color as they happen.
And when we think
only
about them, then we
later,
color them.
during recall, do we confabulate details
Makes sense.
about color. He compares dreaming to reading.
Oh,
Is
by
it-
the way, if you want to remember your dreams, the best thing you can do is immediately you wake up, you go and write them down, because that has like an effect. If you don't think about the dream, the longer you go without thinking about the dream, the more you forget about it.
A novel
Little
in
shit.
color
Now you know
or
some
black
shit.
and white. As you
I
read
know-
a
I have some
story,
brain
what
power.
do you see in your mind? It might be the case that dreams, vaporous as they are something we
Vaporous.
simply have a terrible grip on, and that movies and TV shows have given us the illusion of understanding them.
Bro, that
In
guy's
fact,
neck's gonna hurt.
Switchable has speculated that smells and touch sensations are rare in dreams today, but future people with
Future people.
smelly, touchy-feely VR shows might think that they dream with lots of textures and odors and find it strange, maybe even frightening, that few of us seem to. But why
Banger?
would we think that dreams were like moving pictures and not normal waking life? Well, no one knows.
TV?
It
YouTube?
might be that
This is
motion
the reason.
pictures are just simply the closest thing we have to dreaming
Hmm.
that isn't dreaming. Unlike still images, paintings, photographs, tapestries, motion pictures, and dreams can contain movement and narrative
Yeah.
and cause and effect.
True.
And unlike stage plays or real life, motion pictures and dreams are not made of anything that is even remotely similar to what they depict. They're both made of phantoms.
Huh?
Images are uncanny things. A person in an image is frozen in time,
She was kind of
but
cute.
yet can
God
seem
damn it! This is probably high school cute. Fuck. We're fucking up.
to grow old. Our own image can depend
I blame
on
Andy.
what we are called.
Or Tom.
And
Yeah,
they're
Tom
the
looks like a.
closest thing we have to what
Yeah.
our mind does when we're away. Do you get the picture? Or does the picture get you?
I think the picture got me, brother.
And as always, thanks for watching.
Hey. Bye bye, brother. Okay. This was a dope video. Hey, we haven't done a Vsauce video in. I haven't watched a Vsauce video in like 2 years, I think. Plus, maybe. This was dope as hell. Let me know what y'all think. Do you see your dreams? Did you guess the names? I'm curious. Y'all better have not cheated, okay? If you cheated, especially on that Nathaniel shit. No respect. No. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Comments, likes, all that good shit. I appreciate it. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody. Oh, give us another topic for a Vsauce video. I'm curious. There's a lot of them. So, bye.